All right, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time for the high five. It's Friday. It's the second Friday of October. It's October 9th, and we are ready to discuss how can we help hospitality, specifically restaurants, during holiday 2020, because we are already focused on making sure this is the best fourth quarter in the history of fourth quarters for everyone, for our restaurants, for our merchants, for our partners. Are we ready? Let's go. It's time for the high five.
The, the time has come, the questions are set, opinions hide, discussions are led, a show about nothing and everything, it's all the same. We've got sports, entertainment, sales, and marketing. It's time for the high five. We've got it all covered. It's time for the high five. We've got it all covered. Yeah. The high five.
All right, it is time for the high five, and it's time I'm going to unmute on the other side the two gentlemen who are going to make me look so much better as we are here on Friday, unmuted and bringing them up on the center of the screen, kind of showing his head. He is not just from New York, but he is the heart of all of our souls, and look at him all masked up, ready to roll, Mr. Brian Linke. How are you, Brian?
I'm great, Nate. Thanks for asking. We check me out in the breast cancer awareness mask, and I've been given a new responsibility here,
Oh,
taking everybody's temperature.
there we
Okay.
go.
You know that you've made it when they come to you and say, you know what, Bri? It's your gig. Every single day, make sure they're logged in.
Oh,
it.
there you go. All right. Taking the temperature, making it good. And over here in the left-hand side of the screen, wearing his mask, I didn't mask up everybody. My mask was over there. I just not grabbing it, is the Denver Broncos fan. Proud to say that the Houston Astros, because he is all about it and living the dream in Colorado, Mr. Danny Shard. How are you, Danny?
Good, Nate. Good morning, Brian. Happy Friday, High Five Nation. The Astros are going to the ALCS for the second straight year. It's a great day in the Shard household. We're looking forward to Monday with the Broncos play, and next week when my daughter is supposed to arrive. So it's a big time right now. A lot of things happening.
Well, and I don't have a trash can here, but let me bang on a. I got a.
You know, they're hiding. They're
There we
hiding
go.
all the trash cans. You can't. There are no trash cans in the
No trash
state.
cans. It's COVID.
That's it. We can't touch anything. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how we can help restaurants. We talked retail on Wednesday. Today's restaurants. I said hospitality, but we're just going to focus just fully on restaurants. National Restaurant Association says that 32% of restaurants who have closed that aren't reopening after COVID wouldn't have closed if they had been not through COVID. It's been a hard time on restaurants. Those who have survived, those who have even maybe thrived, those who have made it to this point, we need to help them. And also, another fact, merchants, I saw this yesterday, merchants, 38% of merchants across the United States have made a change to either their gift card system, to their point of sale system, or to their merchant services credit card processing in 2020. 38%. And the same stat said 30% more are going to make a change in the fourth quarter. Let's go! So, how can we help restaurants? Let's roll on it. So, I made an analog choice today. Whoops, can I get that in focus? Those are my 5 things. So, I'm going to bring up some ideas that I have to help restaurants, and Danny and Brian are going to fill it in. Number 1, I think a great idea is for us to create a to-go meal. But it may not be, Brian, yesterday you talked about, picking up the Thanksgiving meal or picking up the Christmas meal. But what if you create specific meals, these take-home family meals? This is what I love that didn't exist. All these restaurants have these take-home family meals where you can take a whole family meal. Maybe it's a taco fiesta meal, or the save you on Black Friday meal, or the Cyber Monday relief meal, or the watch football. The local sports bar here is providing like a whole set of wings and a whole settings for watching the Florida State fall to Notre Dame this weekend.
Not happening.
So what do you guys think? I mean, I think restaurants need to embrace and just come really creative and create these family meals, specific meals, and they could be really original and unique. What do you guys think?
Well, no, I think that's a great idea, and I think a lot of the restaurants around here are already doing it. And I think a lot of what else is happening, excuse me, is okay. Stop. Okay, can't do it.
You're like Al
I was getting,
Michaels
like,
over
carbon
there
monoxide
and
poisoning.
Chris Collinsworth. He can't wear the
I'm getting, like,
mask
carbon
anymore.
monoxide poisoning or something. Jeez.
I was impressed if you were going to keep that on.
I was going to try, but like it's giving me a rash. What was I going to say? So a lot of the restaurants, one of the things that I've done to a lot of my local restaurants here is their Facebook presence has become far greater than it ever was. And I think a lot of that, so anytime, and I follow obviously all of my merchants. So anytime I see a post from one of them, I forward it, I share it, I do whatever I do. But I've come up with, so they've come up with all kinds of different things as far as even dine in, because around here a lot of the restaurants are open for dine in. I'm not even sure what the capacity is, but so yeah, no, I think that it's a great idea, and I think that the online, the social media presence for all of them is will enhance their business.
I love that, Brian. I mean, absolutely. You got to be using every avenue you can to push out your message and what you're selling. Any unique ideas of some meals that you could suggest to restaurants, Danny, of something that would be interesting and maybe different than what some of these others, you've seen for a long time that get a turkey and all the fixings on Thanksgiving, but now let's go all out. Let's have some fun on this.
Yeah, let's have some fun with it. First of all, I want to say I'm incredibly impressed at Brian's answer there. The answer was not cash discount, first of all.
Congratulations, Brian. Yes, absolutely. That was
it was going to be.
I thought that was really thought out and really helpful to our listeners. And listen, I'm not going to be the best at answering this question. I'm really good at ordering off the menu, not necessarily creating the menu. But I couldn't agree more. Like doing some fun things. I love the family style approach, and like you're saying, like just some unique things on the menu to just get some big orders out, right? And get cover the whole family kind of thing. I think that's awesome. And merchants need to start thinking that way, trying to do things differently, adding some really unique menu items in bulk, right? And trying to get trying to market that. I think that's a really good way to do it, especially as you're coming into the holidays, coming into football season, and people are still trying to stay indoors, but also having some people over, that they can. So I think that's a really good idea, Nate, that they should start doing.
Oh, and I love that you're not in charge of the menu, you're just in charge of the ordering and the food.
That's it.
You take the most important part as long as the menu is good. So, we're
Right.
good. Number 2 on my list, as I pull it up here, I wrote, if you can get there we go, gift card promotions. And I was thinking about this last night. Gift cards is something we play with, obviously, and it's something that we can provide for your merchants. And it's a great way to bridge and just do a beginning piece of your service. But gift cards are so important this time of year because people want to use them as gifts. But it's that promotion. Hey, buy $100 worth of gift cards, get $20 free. Or I thought, buy $100 gift cards and get 20% off the family meal deal. Or get, and create unique promotions to be able to do gift cards, because be able to give those gift cards. Now, back at the beginning of the quarantine, we did a thing called Gift Card Surge with our Warsaw office, and we're selling gift cards for restaurants, trying to provide that stored value and help them survive. But I think gift cards are going to be pretty important as we end up in the holidays 2020, and maybe increased gift card and creating those promotions. Don't you guys think?
Well,
They always are.
the thing is too is before we got into cash discounting, and before we got into point of sale systems, gift cards. Matt Hoskins taught me a long time ago. That was the sticky part, right? You sell gift cards, you get your merchants to buy gift cards. They're with you, just for the mere sake of okay, they've sold gift cards. They're out there in the community, and they can't switch because their gift cards are out in the people already have them. So it's just another way of getting your merchants to stick with you.
How about you, Danny? What are you thinking, brother?
Well, what was everybody laughing at me for?
No, you're right. And the thing is that I think this time of year, gift cards has always been one of the main talking points, right? Like now, obviously, we've got some really hot topics to talk to them about with cash discount, with the point of sale promotions we're doing, and just point of sale in general. and how we can push more merchants into products like these. Gift cards should always be in that conversation, especially this time of year. Because Brian's right. I mean, it does make them sticky, because the more gift cards they have out there, the tougher it is to convert those merchants to another provider, right? Those conversion processes with gift card providers are annoying and a pain in the butt. So it, like he's saying, it can make the accounts even stickier if we can have somewhat of an exclusive gift card program with them. And that's where, you know, our partners with Paradise and Hot Sauce and Vend, Growzilla, Retail Cloud, they've got some great built-in gift card programs and loyalty programs that merchants are able to customize. And it's all in that system, right? And they're able to do it seamlessly. And so, yeah, I mean, the more we can push them into programs like this and advertise products like that to help them, you know, cater to their customers, especially during the holiday season, you absolutely need to add it to your conversation, because a lot of restaurants are going to be doing it.
All right, on to our number 3, and I'm getting so fancy here. I've crossed off my first 2. Look at that.
Hey.
Number 3, capture emails and mobile numbers. And the reason I thought about this is, well, one, we talked about it on Wednesday. Capturing emails is so important, and if we had done that pre-quarantine, we'd have a marketing. We always should have their emails. But the mobile numbers is one I was thinking specifically about, because yesterday I got new internet here. Thanks AT&T Fiber for getting internet finally installed here, and I got immediately. The guy walks out. He marks it as done, and I get a text message from AT&T asking me to rate his service, and I was like, being able to get to those mobile numbers, and whether it's text message services or, you know, and there's all kinds of ways you can do that. A few of our POS systems actually do help you send text messages, but that's a great way just to be able to connect with the community during these times, and to be able to make sure that you're building a network and a family around your business. And I think encouraging our restaurants to say, hey, don't just, you know, be who you are right now. Continue telling people about yourself, connecting those emails, bringing them back in, recurring. And how many emails and text messages do you get from restaurants, Brian or Danny? I'll let you guys choose who goes first there.
I don't get any.
You don't get any? I mean,
no,
but
I hardly. Well, you know, I shouldn't say any, but I don't get very many. But you know, and it's a great idea, and I think after this call, that's something that I may do that. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to call my merchants, my local merchants, and when I talk to agents, I'm going to tell them as well, because that's a great idea, is to get them to get lists of mobile numbers, and you know, like if it's a Friday night, you know, wing ding, whatever it is, to let their people know that way. So that's a great idea.
Well, and I think of this. I mean, I'm just going to show. I don't know if I can get that in focus. Nope, I'm not. Kind of. Chili's just texted me about a free delivery option. It says, reward, enjoy endless free delivery through 10/12. Reply stop to cancel, as you have to do. But I mean, don't just make it the big boys. Let everybody do that. Send direct messages one-on-one to your customers and draw them back in. Think about it. And I don't think we do that as restaurants enough. Danny, go ahead.
No, that's it. I mean, you actually said Chili's, and I was just about to say Chili's. I think the last time that I went to Chili's, I got one. Buffalo Wild Wings, you know, the bigger corporate restaurant chains are doing this, right? And not just restaurants, but bigger retail outlets and things like that. And that's what we in our space, especially focusing in the SMB market, we've got to start pushing these things out to these SMBs, right? We're seeing it at these large corporations and these large chain restaurants, and they're continuing to get traffic driven through them, mostly because of their brand recognition, but also because they're sending out and keeping customers aware that they're there, they're offering specials, and our merchants can do that too. We just aren't even thinking in that direction. And a lot of small, medium businesses are not thinking in that direction. Just like they've always done, they're thinking, oh, that's just meant for the bigger businesses. That's not meant for us. When in reality, it's affordable, and it's a great way for them to stay in contact and interact with their customers. They've got to start doing things like this, and we've got the ability to put programs like this in front of merchants so they can take advantage of it. Capturing that information from the cardholder and from their customers can be massive to continue to push out those offers and keep driving that business in. It's huge.
It is. And it's like you can do it like the big boys, and you can do it at a fraction of the cost, because Chili's probably spent, $100,000 implementing that into their, micro system that is totally customized, where we can roll in and literally do that for some of these systems for free. I mean, with a cash discount edge processing, hey, let's just get this going, at least start that loyalty. We can get that conversation, and you can be like the big boys, as I like to say. All right, number Nope, I got to cross off my number. Here we go. Number 4, I put for restaurants, shake up the menu. Change some things, and you don't have to change your whole menu. In fact, what I think works a lot of times for restaurants, and I was doing some reading on this because this is how I deep dive into stuff, is when you get into seasons, you add a few new things, and then you encourage them to try some of your basics. But certainly holidays, there are so many restaurants that just have the same menu and head up so tight. Create 1 or 2 new menu items or 3 menu items. Maybe you're not a seasonal restaurant like some other restaurants are, but encourage your restaurateurs to change their menu, add something new to draw people in, because then you have something to communicate. You have something to text message about, something to send messaging and emails about. I just think you can't always have the exact same static menu. Even Bob Evans and Cracker Barrel occasionally have to change their menu, even though they don't. And I think for independent restaurants, adding a few things really could draw people in. Gentlemen, anything to add there? It's not a lot, but I mean, I like to try new things personally, but I just think it helps to have something to communicate.
Now, let me tell you something, okay? There's no reason for Danny and I to even be on this high five.
That is not true, because I would just not be as good looking if I were.
I'm not sure what we can add to that, but that's awesome. Keep going.
And I'll say for Brian especially, there's only 2 things, or maybe 1 thing that he doesn't like to eat. And I know one of them is bologna, and the other one is, what is it?
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. So all that to say,
both are disgusting. Now here's the thing: I'll eat it.
My kid loves bologna. Now I'll say this though, that I say that jokingly, but Nate, you bring on such a good point. And again, like we talked about last time, it's up to us to help drive these businesses forward and help them know what's going on out there in the marketplace and what we're seeing as we're talking to other business owners, right? Obviously, we're not trying to give trade secrets away or things like that. If someone's doing something unique, got to keep that to yourself. But as you see other businesses thriving by doing things like that, right? Making changes to the menu, adding larger bulk order type of items and things like that. I mean, share it with your other merchants, right? Because these kind of things stand out, and it can help them stand out too. But changing the menu, I love it. I love going into my favorite restaurant and trying something different just because I like the food.
Oh, I love that. And I think when it comes to this is we're trying to help you set yourself apart. You can have a great offer like a cash discount edge processing. You have a great offer like 12 months, no monthly fees on software. But you also can have great empathy and point out to the restaurant, I'm thinking about your business, I'm caring about you, and I'm trying to come up with ideas that can help you not only just survive, but to thrive and to go to that next step. And that's what made me think of this last one as I cross off number 4 is I was just thinking at this time we need to, well, there we go, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. And if you haven't seen Dodgeball, if you haven't seen Dodgeball, you're missing out. But you just got to keep going, and this is a game. You got to just keep changing. You got to be flexible. You got to be able to move. And we've got to say, hey, we're going to inspire our merchants that we're going to make it. And I really believe we are. We've seen it. We've seen the numbers. We're going to make it. We just got to keep going. We've got to inspire, and we've got to bring that positive attitude when we come into any of our businesses, specifically our restaurants who have had such a hard time. How are you guys inspiring to dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge your merchants, your restaurants that you're connecting with?
Well, I mean, all of those things are the story of my life. That's what I've been doing for 58 years. So why wouldn't I just continue to, kind of spread the word? And Nate, obviously, we're just in this ridiculous time with this. I don't want to say ridiculous, but we're in a pandemic, right? I've never experienced anything like it. So, it's not exactly how, I want it to be. My son's getting married in 2 weeks, and, we went from a 250 person wedding to, 12. And, it's just, you just kind of have to do what you do and wake up every day and just put your thinking cap on and just think of different ideas and different ways. And I think you'll be surprised if you do spend a little bit of time, what you can come up with.
I totally agree. I mean, I'm commending a lot of merchants that I work with personally. I have been reaching out and just having general conversations, talking to them about what they're doing and how they're changing and what they're looking forward to. Some things like that. I'm sharing with them, what some other restaurants are doing, and they're seeing some success. Might want to try something like that. But more than anything, I'm applauding them and just thanking them for everything that they're doing, right? Because these businesses that have been through this and that are making it out on the other side, I mean, they're awesome, right? And all we can do is try to help them pivot, make tiny tweaks, or offer suggestions, and really just be there to support them and provide a really good service. And anything they need, we're here for. So I love the dodgeball reference, because that's what these businesses do every day, especially as they've been getting through this year. And it's our job to help them as much as we can. So I love that.
I mean, the thing about it is, I mean, it's just like anything else. I mean, you can't just stay the same. I mean, right? I mean, I mean, trust me, nobody wishes it was 1984 more than I do, but it's not. And I've had to dodge, duck, dive, whatever it is, Dana, you came up with, and I think that's just the way. And I just think the world's going to be better for it once this whole thing is over. I really do.
That's the year I was born.
And that makes Brian feel.
Thanks, Dan. I was in some crazy places in 1984. I can tell you that.
Oh, man. All right, gentlemen. It is Friday. It's a feel-good Friday. It's a Friday frenzy, and we are thankful that everybody is here with us. It's been, 9 days into the October. I'm feeling good. I love to seeing all the green, which means we're year over year up. That just makes me so happy. But I'm also just convinced that there are so many people still standing on the sidelines and just need to jump in, because there is about a 6 to 8 week window here that is just a huge mountain of opportunity. So let's go after it. I'm going to ask you guys, let's give our biggest inspirations. How can we inspire our partners to dive in, to go for it, and to go after this mountain of opportunity that we have this next 8 weeks?
Well, I think it's when you get to this time of year, it's the kind of thing where it's like, okay, when you look at your tax returns, or you look at your end of year pay stubs, and this is the time of year to where, like, make the push. And you'll be happier when you look at those things, come tax time in April and things like that, because this is the time to where you can really take your income from one level to the next.
How about you, Danny?
Yeah, it's been an exciting week. I mean, today is we're through 1 week of our Q4 promotion, which is massive, right? Obviously, with our POS placement programs that we have, and then waiving POS fees for 12 months. I mean, a lot of you partners are calling, asking questions, talking to merchants, submitting leads. It's been phenomenal. We're getting a great response from it, and we hope it's helping you as you're getting out there. So you're 1 week in. If you haven't completely dove into it yet, now's the time to do it, and let us help you. So happy Friday, and take advantage, because now's the time to do it. You're not going to get an offer like this again.
Oh, it's a good time to be part of the PayProtect Nation. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're here every Wednesday and Friday at 10:10 a.m. or around there. I think it hit live at 10:12 today Eastern Time. You can always reach out to any of us at any of our email addresses at nmanahan@PayProtect, blinky@PayProtect.com, Danny@PayProtect.com, because he's that cool. He's just one name. He is Danny. And we are so thankful you guys are. With that, we say thank you. High five, everybody. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful time celebrating with your family and friends a weekend. Cheer on Florida State, because we know they need it, because what's going to happen up in South Bend, it's going to be dangerous. Right, Mr. Brian Linky, you ready to roll with that one?
Let me tell you something. That's why they play the game, though.
That's why they play the game. Absolutely. You got to get on the field. And that's why we're thankful you're in our playing field. We're throwing us all together. We will see you guys next week, Wednesday, 10:10. Have a good one.